Jeopardy! Are rumors Mayim Bialik resents Ken Jennings true? Jeopardy! Rumors are swirling that Mayim Bialik resents Ken Jennings. As TV shows Ace previously reported, both of them will become permanent hosts in season 39. Fans were underwhelmed by the announcement. They think the producers played it safe by not choosing one person to pull double duty. According to reports, it's because both Ken and Mayim have busy schedules. Ken doesn't just host the popular quiz show. He also appears on ABC's The Chase as one of the chasers. He also signed up to play the $100,000 Pyramid this summer, which is hosted by Michael Strahan. Mayim hosts a podcast and is the star of the Fox sitcom called Call Me Kat, which is on its third season. But rumor has it that Mayim Bialik is feeling bitter about the former Jeopardy champ. Does Mayim Bialik have beef with Ken Jennings? According to the rumor mill, Mayim Bialik doesn't like sharing the spotlight with Ken. She wanted that role all to herself. The actress isn't letting go without a fight. In the new edition of Globe, Mayim is doing whatever she takes to get the position. She doesn't want the show to end up choosing Ken Jennings as the replacement for the late Alex Trebek. She's feeling threatened by Ken more than ever, an insider told Globe, as quoted by Suggest.com. He's supposed to be on hiatus, but bosses are dangling him in front of the fans and pitting him and Mayim against each other. It burns her that everyone is making it look like audiences prefer Ken. Allegedly, Mayim Bialik started a feud between them. She doesn't like that the show is favoring him more than her. The former Blossom star is an author and neuroscientist. She believes those credentials are enough to earn her the coveted position. The insider also claims that she doesn't like how smug Ken has been acting ever since Jeopardy. Shared the news. Are the Jeopardy rumors true? Mayim Bialik wishes that producers would give up the mind games. The tabloid also says that Ken Jennings has been waiting in the wings to end up with the position. That's not true since he's a busy guy these days. He went on an extended hiatus in May for personal reasons. Ken made his grand return on July 18th. The tabloid failed to mention where they came across these rumors. Also, there is no competition between the hosts. Mayim Bialik and Ken agreed to split the hosting duties. This makes it easier on them with their packed schedules. The Globe is nothing more than a glorified tabloid that's sold on the newsstands. The media hasn't suggested a feud between them. Both Mayim Bialik and Ken Jennings seem more than happy with sharing the position. What are your thoughts on the latest Jeopardy rumors? Sound off below in the comment section. The bright lights of the Jeopardy stage have long shone on intellect, quick wit, and an abiding love of trivia. But in recent years, they've also illuminated something less expected, a behind-the-scenes dynamic between its dual hosts, Mayim Bialik and Ken Jennings, that's captured as much attention as any Daily Double. For devoted fans and pop culture observers alike, one question lingers in the air like Final Jeopardy music echoing in a near-empty studio. Does Mayim Bialik resent Ken Jennings? Let's be clear. Neither Bialik nor Jennings has publicly uttered a word that suggests animosity. Both have maintained a veneer of professional respect and occasional camaraderie, no small feat under the relentless scrutiny that comes with inheriting the legacy of Alex Trebek. Yet where there's silence, rumors rush in to fill the void, and as any longtime Jeopardy viewer knows, sometimes it's the subtlest clues that yield the biggest answers. The odd couple of Jeopardy hosting. On paper, Bialik and Jennings made sense as co-hosts. Bialik, with her PhD in neuroscience and her role as Amy Farrah Fowler on The Big Bang Theory, brought a rare combination of academic credibility and mainstream star power. Jennings, the unflappable trivia juggernaut who dominated Jeopardy, with a record 74-game win streak, embodied the pure spirit of the game, a living testament to the show's power to elevate everyday intellect into primetime legend. But in practice, their dynamic was never quite seamless. The hosting baton, initially passed from a rotating lineup after Trebek's passing, eventually landed on a curious shared arrangement. Jennings would host the syndicated daily shows, while Bialik helmed primetime tournaments and special events. It sounded equitable on paper. In reality, it felt like a delicate balancing act on a rickety seesaw. Reading between the buzz and lines, those inclined toward conspiracy, or more charitably, nuanced observation, found plenty of fodder for speculation. Bialik's delivery behind the podium often drew mixed reviews. Some praised her polished articulation and warm demeanor. Others criticized her for seeming overly rehearsed or lacking the easygoing rapport Jennings had with contestants. In contrast, Jennings' tenure has generally been met with consistent fan approval. His encyclopedic knowledge, quick-draw humor, and unpretentious ease evoked shades of Trebek, endearing him to loyal viewers. When Sony Pictures Television announced in late 2023 that Jennings would assume full hosting duties for the flagship syndicated program, with Bialik stepping back from her hosting role entirely, the online rumor mill kicked into overdrive. Was this a graceful exit or a forced retreat? Mayim Bialik speaks sort of. Bialik, known for her candor on social issues and mental health advocacy, offered little direct commentary about her departure. In a December 2023 Instagram post, she thanked Jeopardy, fans and production staff for an unforgettable journey and expressed pride in having been part of a show that celebrates curiosity and knowledge. It was gracious. It was diplomatic. It also said precisely nothing about Jennings. Her subsequent appearances on podcasts, talk shows, and her own online platforms revealed only fleeting glimpses of her feelings. "I think people underestimate how much pressure comes with hosting something so iconic," she said in an interview early in 2024, "especially when you're trying to honor a legacy and also just be yourself." No names, no shade, but the subtext wasn't lost on fans. Ken Jennings, the quiet victor? For his part, Jennings has kept his comments firmly in neutral territory. He's repeatedly expressed admiration for Bialik's intellect and the fresh perspective she brought to Jeopardy! In interviews, he often deflects when asked about the dual-host era, pivoting back to his enthusiasm for trivia and the show's enduring legacy. If there is tension, Jennings is either a master at concealing it or genuinely unaffected by the backstage intrigue. The real root of the rumors. So where does this persistent narrative of resentment come from? Part of it may simply be the nature of the show itself. Jeopardy! Is steeped in clarity and certainty, questions have answers, winners are unambiguous, and rules are inviolable. In contrast, the ambiguity of the co-host arrangement felt discordant to fans accustomed to the show's precision. And let's not ignore the role of gender dynamics. The female host in a traditionally male-led program invites a different kind of scrutiny. Bialik faced criticism not just for her delivery style, but for everything from her wardrobe to her vocal tone. Critiques rarely leveled at Jennings. For some observers, the rumors of resentment tap into an age-old narrative of professional women being edged out by their male counterparts, whether intentionally or through subtler systemic forces. Behind the podium and beyond, it's also worth remembering that for both Bialik and Jennings, Jeopardy! Is just one chapter in multifaceted careers. Bialik continues her work as an actress, author, and advocate. Jennings, meanwhile, has parlayed his trivia fame into a broad media career, including books, podcasts, and speaking engagements. In that context, the notion of deep-seated resentment starts to look less plausible. Both hosts have too much else on their plates, and frankly, too much class, to indulge in public feuds. The final answer? In the end, the truth behind the rumors likely lies somewhere between professional disappointment and personal pragmatism. Did Bialik hope to become the permanent solo host? Almost certainly. Did Jennings outpace her in terms of fan approval and executive